everyone, Mike Chalk here, and today, this is it. We've talked about Generation 2, Generation 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And today, we're finally going to complete, I'm talking about each generation, until Generation 8 is announced and comes out. That's right, I'm going to finish touch to the generation reviews that I've been talking about by ending it with Generation 1. And by ending it, I mean ending the whole generation review that I've done. Until Generation is announced. Generation 8 is announced and comes out. Anyway, Generation 1, I gotta say, is pretty good. Basically Fire Red and Leaf Green. I honestly do recommend people play Fire Red and Leaf Green at the start, mostly because it has better graphics than the original Red and Blue. Honestly, the original Red and Blue graphics are kind of while the sprites for this game are completely better. Is the plot okay though? Generations 1 plot is basically getting all 8 gym badges, defeating Team Rocket, and that's basically. Oh, you also can catch me too when the 3 other legendaries in Generation 1, but that's pretty much about it. I would also talk about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but I do not have a Switch, so yeah, sorry about that. I'll only be talking about Red, Blue, Fire, and Leaf Green, mostly because those are actual Pokemon games of Generation 1 that I've experienced. Again, sadly, I cannot talk about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, mostly because I do not have a Nintendo Switch. But anyway, let's get started. Let's talk about the Pokemon. There are some Pokemon in this game in Generation 1 that's actually pretty awesome. My favorite ones are Raichu, Charizard, Arcanine, Marowak, Rhydon, Arbok, Mewtwo. The list can go on. There's only a few Pokemon that I don't like, but that's besides the point. The rest of the roster of this game, it makes up for the bad Pokemon. Some of them. Oh, I forgot, Ninetales and Arcanine are my favorite Pokemon too. And don't make me choose between Arcanine or Ninetales. I love both. So the total roster is 151. Although Unova had more than Kanto, this still kind of holds out with more Pokemon. First it's Unova, then it's Kanto, and then it's Hoenn, then Sinnoh. Okay, I'm confused. Stuff which has more, but I do know that Unova has the most, and the second one that has the most is Kanto. So, what's the challenge like in this game? Most people will have Pokemon that will be like higher level than you. If you try and level up your Pokemon to a bit of a higher level, then they won't listen to you. Trust me, I had the Charmander that I tried leveling up at level 10, and it didn't obey me. So, let's talk about the music in the game. And now, the music is pretty good. although mostly I'm talking about Fire Red and Leaf Greens. I think the originals were okay. And again, I can't say anything about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee's music because again, I have not played that game. The Kanto region is pretty kind of confusing. Like, there are times when I play it and I'm still confused on what to do. Like, for instance, I couldn't, like, it took me like a day or two to figure out how to get the security guard to let me pass when I figured out that you were supposed to give him tea from an old lady and sell it on tape. Why didn't I notice that? Also in Saffron City, I thought there wasn't like any way for me to get in, but it turns out I already had the Silph Scope item, and I was supposed to go to Lavender Town, fight the Marowak Ghost, and defeat Team Rocket. It gets you get what I mean. It gets pretty confusing. Is there any flaws to Generation 1? Although I mostly talk shit about Generation 1, there isn't really any flaws. It's mostly to Fire Red and Leaf Green. In Fire Red and Leaf Green, once you beat the game, you can also get Johto Pokemon that are in the 7 islands. And also you can trade your Pokemon from Ruby and Sapphire to this game. I can't really say anything else about Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go how many times do I have to say that? Is Generation 1 worth playing? Let's go over what we've talked about so far. It has a good roster of Pokemon. The graphics were awful for Red and Blue. Well, the Pokemon sprites were awful for Red and Blue. Fire Red and Leaf Green made it completely better. Again, I can't say anything about Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. The music is great. Well, it's okay for the original. For Fire and Leaf Green, it's great. Again, I can't say the same thing for Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. Ooh, plot is great. Beating the game is for the original Red and Blue. For Fire and Leaf Green, yes, there's a little bit much to do after you beat the game. Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, again, I have no idea about that because, you know, I'm getting tired of saying that I can't even talk about the game. But anyway, before I say what I'm gonna give Generation 1 out of 10, and although I always said that this was my least favorite generation, I gotta say, at least this does more than Generation 6. Even the original, and Fire Red and Leaf Green, even Let's Go Pikachu, even though I still have nothing to say about it. I'm going to give Generation 1 a 9.1 out of 10. And if you miss playing to the Kanto region and catching Pokemon from the Kanto region, and then I don't recommend playing the original Red, Blue, maybe Yellow, but if you want to play the originals, well then I do suggest Fire Red and Leaf Green. Again, I can't say anything about Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu because mostly, yeah, you know why up to this point. Linkin Rock Hedgehog, and Generation 1 will always be memorable as the series that started it all. And I am grateful for that. See you next time, everybody.